Have you ever felt like your life is a movie that hasn't started filming yet? Meet Emma. On the outside, Emma looked like a young man with infinite potential, but on the inside, he was a prisoner of the horizon. Every morning, he woke up with a brilliant idea, and every evening, he went to bed with an excuse. He was waiting for the perfect camera, the perfect amount of money, and the perfect level of confidence. The daily consequence: Emma was 26, but his resume was a blank page. He watched his peers make messy starts and climb to success while he remained a king of research in his parents' basement. He was drowning in digital noise, scrolling through the lives of others because he was too afraid to start his own. If you've ever felt like your busyness is just a mask for your fear of being a beginner, this story is for you. Once upon a time, Emma's stagnant world was shaken by a single phone call. His childhood friend, who couldn't even spell strategy, had just sold his first small business. The shock was a mirror for Emma. He wasn't preparing, he was hiding. He heard of an old master craftsman named Malachi, who lived in a village where time seemed to stand still. They said Malachi didn't teach you how to work, he taught you how to begin. Emma packed one bag, finally realizing that the perfect moment was a ghost he had been chasing for a decade. Emma traveled far from the neon lights and 5G towers. He arrived at a coastal workshop where the only sounds were the rhythmic thwack of a hammer and the crashing waves. The air was thick with sawdust and salt. This was a place of physical reality, a sharp contrast to Emma's world of digital almosts. Malachi, a man with hands like gnarled oak, didn't look at Emma's degrees or his plans. He only looked at his soft, clean palms. The task: Malachi led Emma to a massive, jagged pile of raw timber. He handed him an old, heavy handsaw. The rule: build a chair. But you are not allowed to use a pencil to mark the wood, and you are not allowed to measure. You must cut the first piece exactly as your eye sees it. Emma's perfectionism flared like a fever. He stood over the wood for 3 hours, paralyzed. He wanted to calculate the angle. He wanted to optimize the grain. The tension in the room was suffocating as Emma stared at the wood, his hands trembling with the fear of a wrong cut. Malachi walked over, blew the dust off a nearby bench, and sat down. He didn't criticize the lack of progress. Instead, he asked, "Emma, are you waiting for the wood to grow into a chair on its own, or are you waiting for permission to be wrong?" Emma dropped the saw. The truth hit him harder than the hammer. Malachi said, "The perfect moment is a lie told by cowards. Success doesn't belong to the man who plans perfectly, it belongs to the man who is willing to be messy. You think you need to be ready to start. The truth is, you start to get ready. A crooked chair can be fixed, but a chair that was never built is just a pile of rotting wood." Emma picked up the saw. He made the first cut. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. For the first time in years, the knot of anxiety in his chest loosened. He returned to the city, not with a perfect plan, but with a new habit: action over analysis. He started his business the next day, using the broken laptop he already owned. The ghost of the horizon was gone. Emma was finally alive because he was finally a beginner. Stop waiting for the light to turn green. It only turns green once you start driving. If this story spoke to the part of you that's been preparing for too long, like this video, type "I'm starting" in the comments to commit to your messy beginning today. Subscribe to Nyoka Storytelling for more lessons on reclaiming your future.